Music Tuesday. Music TV.
Oh yeah, this is Jay Lava with B1 Health and Wellness, and we got one for y'all today, man. This is a question I want to ask. Is there a certain amount of money you need to make to be dating? Well, there's a study here, and the study goes that a salary below this amount is a deal breaker for many Americans. A survey shows why you should talk money on your very first date. What do y'all you think you should talk money? Well, they're going to give you this is supposed to be a persuasive argument on why. It says financial services companies, Western and Southern financial groups surveyed over 1,000 Americans and before financial triggers and found that 1 in 3 couples waited until after marriage to talk about important financial topics, with salary being the biggest topic. They wish they talked about it sooner. On average, Americans said that their partner, this is the key part. It says on average, Americans say that their partner to make at least $29,878. And some of the most common financial deal breakers include having outstanding personal loans and credit card debt. Financial activist Dasha Kennedy, also known as the Black Girl, says couples should have conversations about money as soon as the first date. Here's why it's important to figure out if you're a financial match before getting serious. Why is it important to have the money talk? It says Kennedy, who has worked for an accountant and a loan default counselor, divorced her husband after realizing that they weren't financially compatible. The divorce left her in $25,000 in debt and took her over 5 years to recover from. I think that's, if y'all together, y'all rack up them debts together. So they off on the wrong foot with the little bashing, but I'm gonna keep going. It says, and I quote, "We had initiated more financial conversations in the beginning. We probably would have either decided early on that we were just not financially compatible to be in a relationship, let alone be married." In 2022, surveys the not found being secretive about finances or dishonest about your spending or your money is one of the biggest deal breakers in a relationship. And I quote, "We look at data, we see that not talking about money and money-related issues is one of the leading causes for divorce," Kennedy says. Initiating those conversations early as possible and trying to get ahead of the curve is very important. The Western Southern Financial Group January survey echoed some of those Knott's findings, and their survey shows that the top 3 financial triggers for fights in relationships came down to spending habits, investing, and salaries. Kennedy said that her and her ex spoke about money over the duration of their relationship, and that they always dealt with their finances separately. While Kennedy was concerned about more long-term financial goals, her husband was typically focused on the present. For example, she suggested they might buy life insurance to ensure that they could always provide for the children in case, but her husband didn't see the point of preparing for something that may not happen. You just married an idiot, shorty. Cause this ain't finna be all males are, immature and irresponsible with funds. Nah, shorty, you just married an idiot, dog. Like, that's typical shit that, yes, you should have talked about and got that out way sooner. What are you, somebody who don't think life insurance is a good thing? Anyway, and I quote, she says, "I don't feel that I would be able to stand my ground and be confident in what I knew about money and speak my piece," Kennedy says. "So I didn't initiate any conversations." That's your fault. That ain't his fault. He was just doing what you allowed him to do. That's not his fault. Now that you can look back and you could, why don't you look? What you should have did is look back and see that you messed up, and now you want something different and set new terms and conditions on how to move forward. But that's too much like adult logic. But anyway, after divorce, Kennedy said that her financial responsibilities doubled when the household income was slashed in half. On top of that, $25,000 debt has now had to be repaid. She made it work, but it was tough. She downsized her apartment, picked public transportation instead of buying a car, and bartender services like childcare that were now harder to afford. Talk about money now dating. Now I guess they're gonna give you the blueprint on how to do it. It says you necessarily need to talk to a potential partner about salary or their credit score if this is the first date. You need to bring up the more general topics around money, Kennedy says. You want to get a sense of how someone views money rather than their habits, but see, you know what, Kennedy? I think that you're going the wrong way. You can ask a whole bunch of questions to see where somebody at financially. If you're intuitive and you can pay attention, you'll see where somebody else is financially. If you're dealing with somebody and y'all going through everyday situations, when stuff come up, every time y'all go to the damn Panda Express and she ain't never paying for no meal, that might be a problem. Every time we going out to drive and she want me to drive her car and she never got no gas in there but want me to put some gas in there, that might be a problem. You got to pay attention to these things. I think you making it a little bit, I think you pressing a little bit, and pressing to get you not dated at all. I mean, you're supposed to be savvy in the way you speak. And yeah, I guess and then that's also taken out on what happened on the last relationship on a new person. So now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn, but now you finna give me the third degree grill meat on the first date about me and my finances. If you don't get out my goddamn business and get you some, I'm good. I pay all my bills. I'm good with my shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? But it goes on to say, in so many ways, money exists from the very beginning, Kennedy adds, and declining where you're spending your first date to splitting the bill and tipping, finances can find its way into your dating life without you even planning for it. Okay, I'm glad you recognize that. Once you further into your relationship, you can ask more serious questions. With Americans feeling concerned about financial health and salary needs, it's important not to shy away from difficult topics. I agree. Along with discussing upbringing, couples should also discuss financial goals, financial planning, attempting each's financial differences and differences with money management is, and creating financial boundaries, she said. I agree. Some people may even be eager to discuss money immediately, but others may need a little bit more time to engage. That's right. According to new data, only 13% of married couples say that they discussed salary, and 6% talked about spending habits and debt within the first month of dating. One of the most important things that you can do, Kennedy says, is approach this conversation with empathy and an open mind. Give your partner time to show up. She advises, we'll all come to different backgrounds and different beliefs, and we all have different experiences when it comes to money. Watch out for the red flags, though. You can make it hard with different money philosophies, but certainly things should be non-negotiable. Kennedy warns that you should be suspicious if your potential partner suddenly needs to borrow money or they consistently hide important financial decisions. I agree. It goes on to say, however, Kennedy adds that it's also important to be mindful about the current economic climate on how that impacts people with financial situations. Living with your parents longer than usual or not owning a car and taking to public transportation instead aren't necessarily indicators of financial instability. That's correct. And I was hoping that you wasn't going to bite yourself in the foot, and you only said that because in this same article, you was on the bus. So you ain't want nobody to look at you because you was broke, but they didn't know you was paying off this quote-unquote $25,000 bill that your quote-unquote husband left you. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. In fact, more and more adults aged 18 to 34 living with their parents is the midst of a rapidly rising cost of living, but your financial situation, aspirations, and behaviors are completely out of sync, and you may need to make a call to end a relationship. It is essential to know if someone's financial goals and habits can be seen as a deal breaker, which is okay, Kennedy says. Your partner will not always agree on everything, but that doesn't mean that you have to conform to the values that go against your financial morals. That was a lot of mumbo jumbo. I would say that if y'all two real people, you use discernment, you know. I look at how you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I want you to, I'm not automatically not finna talk to nobody I don't think is self-sufficient. So, I mean, some of these are just kind of gimmies, but I guess some people got to be taught because not everybody knows about relationships or whatever. But y'all get in the comment section and let me know what you think. They say you only got to make $30,000 a year to be in a relationship. I mean, I didn't think there was really a cap on the amount that you could have, because I remember back in the day having relationships when I was broke, but I really was never really broke because I was always a hustler. I might not have as much money, but we talk about teenage years when I was making like $10 an hour or something like that. But as I got grown, I started hustling, and I started working and hustling at the same time. So I always kept me some change. Different strokes for different folks, man. It is what it is. But y'all get in the comment section and let me know what it do. And I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm emoji, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And I'll leave you with the 4 words. It is love with the peace. You know I got the blessings. And Maloha. And I'm out the Doha for show ha. You already know ha. Yeasters.
Sandra Blackwood for Hot Lava Music TV. First off, let's get this straight. I only want a boss. And I like to see a boss and boss shit. Where can you get boss shit, you ask? Well, dig this player. Boss 3 NT Clothing got that drip for you and your missus. Now first, go follow at Boss 3 NT Clothing on IG to see more real boss shit. And second, please log on to boss3ntclothing.com. That's boss3ntclothing.com.
We need to go out here and say exactly what we want. And we got to say it with our chest. And we kind of start pussyfooting around, and we got to stop being scared to say exactly what we want, what we need. We need that paper. Say it with your chest. Damn all that. We need justice. We need y'all to love us. No. We don't need that paper. We need reparations in the form of a check. Let's stop being afraid to say it.